I've got a giant. I've got a giant. Eat it, eat it, eat it.
So the Scaled Up series, what is this? It is my journey as a bass fisherman of over 15 years of just trying to discover why big swim baits work, and hopefully I can implement them into my own fishing journey. Now, if you missed the first 2 episodes of my swim bait journey, they are super crucial to understanding how this episode works, so go ahead and pause this video. I will leave episodes 1 and 2 linked down below. And we are sponsored by swimbaits.com, the only guys who make this series go around. They are an awesome online retailer that sells garage-made as well as mass-produced swim baits. They are always adding new ones to the site for you guys to check out, and they send me the mystery box of 2 swim baits every month. So I have no clue what's in here, but we're gonna open it up and see what 2 swim baits they are tasking me with catching fish on this month. Just like in every box, we have 1 hard bait and 1 soft bait, and it looks like that's what we have right here, with maybe some treble hooks to put on one of these. But the soft bait comes in almost like a to-go Asian restaurant package.
That's on purpose, kid.
And this is a soft plastic swim bait called the Truck Stop Sushi by Brothers Brim. It is a 1.2 ounce bait, 4-inch, very weird looking soft plastic swim bait. I know 4-inch doesn't really fit in the big swim baits category, but the fact that this thing is so funky looking, man, I don't know if I'm excited or scared. It looks like some weird alien sort of thing you'd find at like Spirit Halloween to put on your outfit before you go trick-or-treating. This is a weird looking, I guess, bluegill thing. So that is the Truck Stop Sushi. Can't wait to hear what John tells me about that bait. But the one that, looking at these 2, gets me way more excited, looks like it is the Lunker Fighters Bluegill Crankdown. And I guess the bait company is Elude Bait Company. They've got Romans 5:19, for by one man's disobedience many were made sinners, so by the obedience of one shall many be made righteous. Super cool. And it is a 6-inch, 2.5 ounce hard plastic bait with, honestly, a very rubbery tail. Hope it doesn't rip out too easily. And I think if I was to look at this bill in, 20-pound fluorocarbon line, it probably gets down to 3 to 4 feet of water, but we're gonna have to see when we talk to John. So 1 weird soft plastic swim bait and 1, honestly, really good looking bluegill crankdown. I'm excited about this month's episode. Let's get back to the studio and talk to John about what makes both these baits so special, or what I need to know about them. All right, folks, we are back in the studio. John is here. He took a 1 episode hiatus, but it's good to have you back. So we've got our baits in front of us here that John was responsible for putting in my box. Tell us first about the one that really surprised me, not just because of the size, but because of how it looks, and that is the Truck Stop Sushi.
They swim incredible, and you don't need a heavy weight to throw with them. You can just throw them straight up. The ones that we have are the ones that are line throughs, and you basically just take your straw, you pull that through, and put your line straight through it, and then it swims. It's got such a great wiggle and a wobble.
So I got 1 color, and actually the owner himself messaged me once he found out I unboxed it, and he sent me the one that I believe we're gonna have on swimbaits.com.
Oh, great! He sent you the other one,
which is the one that has a
awesome.
big. I mean, this gap is pretty large here, so
yeah, for an EWG,
it can fit. I would say a 5/0 is probably what this one fits right here. You know what? Sometimes all the fish need is something different looking.
Exactly.
For them to eat. So I'm excited about that. But the one that I really think I have a chance of catching a giant on is this one right here. The,
yes.
What, Lunker Fighter? What are we calling this?
The Elude Gill, and I have mine right here. I was using it yesterday, caught some on it. And these are wood, actually. They're not resin. He cuts these out of wood, which is, it has a different sound than, say, a resin bait does. It just has a really unique swim, and it gets nice and deep, 3 to 4 feet. Or you can slow roll it for like a wake kind of feel.
And I think it's a perfect time for y'all to give me 2 bluegill kind of centered baits, because that's what the fish are eating in the South right now. So we're gonna take these 2 baits. We're actually gonna head first to the state of Alabama. So we'll see you guys out on the water. I don't know which one of these, but one of them. So here we are at this beautiful property here in Alabama. I'm excited to start off first with the Truck Stop Sushi. Now, like I talked about a second ago in the studio, I have both of their variants. I have the one that is, I think they're both 4 inches, but I feel like I should do 3 days. 1 with the hook slot, 1 with the line through, and then 1 mega huge day with the bluegill crankdown, because I'm excited about that one. Although, you know what, now that I think about it, this pond, as compared to the ones I fish in Texas, probably has less stuff on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the line through version. Got myself a treble hook, the plastic straw to poke through, and I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to poke it right in the middle, come out right behind. Oh, that is not where I want it to come out. Heck no. Making a line through bait is not the easiest process. There we go. Poked it out right in the perfect spot. A little bit off-centered, but overall pretty good little little line through job. Y'all have been telling me a ton about the rod and how crucial it is in the swim bait process. And even though this is like the smallest one we've fished so far, it's even smaller than the 5-inch Scottsboro we did in episode 1, I'm still gonna throw it on a rod that I can get good casting distance, and I'm just really comfortable with how the hook set and fighting a fish feels on it. And that is the Team Lou's Signature Series 7.5 medium heavy fast. It says Carolina rig on it, but obviously I've used it for a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, that right there is sitting a lot more like you want to see it. And it looks like a very streamlined line through bait. Line does not feel frayed. Let's catch one. Now let's see what kind of action John was talking about that this thing has. Whoa, that like hardly sinks at all. Like that is a really, really light bait. Yeah, I need like a nail weight ASAP, because that is significantly slower sinking than I mean, not even expected that I need. So I feel like if I screw it right there, that should get us more right. Let's see about this now. Oh yeah, that's faster sinking. Ooh, and it actually has a very odd like shimmy side to side. It almost resembles like a very slow moving lipless crankbait. Not sure if I like the look of this bait in the water. Maybe the one that's not lined through will have a better action to it, but we'll give it a try. That's kind of the risk you run with make it yourself line throughs, is that you could make it crummy yourself, which is what I may have done here. Like, it doesn't look horrible. It has a nice kind of shimmy to it. I'm just not entirely sure what the paddle tail is doing at all. Like, it's really just rocking side to side, which to the creator of this bait, if that's not your intention, I apologize for doing it wrong, but kind of looks good that way. Oh, there's one. Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. Railed on it next to the dock. Good grief. Get in here. Okay. Okay, what a big one to start off on the truck stop sushi. Oh, lighting's a little low. Goodness gracious, folks. 4-pounder, as you can see. The line through did its job, and he's got the treble hook all the way back there, so that fish was not getting off. One of the main consensus comments in the last episode of Scaled Up was that the buka or baka, whatever it's called, the burrito, if it was a line through, y'all would have bought it like crazy, and I totally agree. That bait needs to act like this one when you set the hook. But hey, you know what? Nothing like an early thump to get your confidence up, and that's a good one on the truck stop sushi. Super cool. Thank you, buddy. So obviously the, shimmying, looking like a rattle trap bait just caught a bass. Sorry I was outside of the camera view, y'all. I was not expecting to get one. Although, you know what? In this series, maybe I should always expect to get one. Oh, that bite though, so fun. The old thump, slack line, give him the business bite. Ugh. Gosh, I've got a giant. What on earth do I have? I made a cast near the end of the dock. Oh, is that a catfish? False alarm. It was a catfish. I was like, son of a gun, what a fight. Like, I have never felt a fight like that. Yeah, catfish slime. And I'm glad he got off, but I'm not glad as to where he got off, which is on a rope. Gosh, once again, that bite. I truly thought I had like a 12-pounder or something. I have a feeling that retrieve speed is really crucial with this bait. Matter of fact, let me burn it in. It kind of still has the same wobble side to side, but it really rises fast. I think if I want to actually keep it down there, I've got to add another nail weight or a heavier nail weight. Yeah, and the more that I look at it, the more, the paddle tail's not doing a whole lot. It's really the roll of the bait. The paddle's just kind of an addition. Again, it's a silent rattle trap. That's what it looks like. It does, though, collect a little bit of the snot grass. Honestly, my favorite part of the series so far has not been the cool locations I filmed at, or the big fish that I've caught, or big fish that I've lost. It's been the fact that each one of these baits in the swim bait world I've tested takes a different retrieve, a different rod and reel combo, a different type of line setup to really make it the most effective it can be, and no one is like the other. So it's kind of one of the cool things about swim baiting. I see why you guys like it so much, because some baits are incredibly technical and some are just kind of cast and retrieve, beginner style. So there's really a swim bait for everybody, which is why I'm excited to be doing this series, because my channel, I try to make for everybody, at least to the extent that I can. That's why part of each one of these scaled up episodes I want to do from either the kayak or the bank, because I know not all of you guys have big fancy bass boats with live scope, and also that's not really the swim bait culture. At least it hasn't been for the majority of swim bait existence. It's kind of been the blind casting, wait for the bite, user intuition type thing, and honestly that's lacking in today's industry. So I'm excited to be part of the change to help bring it back as far as content
is concerned. I'm gonna keep on moving down the bank. I just feel like there should be a big one spawning somewhere. Ooh, I got a nibble. I would have to guess it was a bass, but it's also snotty, so maybe it wasn't a fish. Come on, bluegill eater. Big old massive 6-pound body, where you at? Holy cow! Oh my gosh, giant! Oh my goodness, how big is this fish? Come on. Gosh, dang! Get in here, get in here, get in here. Oh my goodness, bottom lip. Just get him in here, yes sir. Oh my gosh, holy cow. As the sun is going down, Truck Stop Sushi caught me an absolute mega. Yes, sir. Line through, as you can see, did its job. One treble hook in the bottom lip. Look at where that got him hooked. Let's see how well that treble hook was in there. Oh, I mean, it feels loose. He was not hooked by much at all. But I do think that's where having a good feeling rod does help. I mean, like, I'm comfortable with this rod. I know how it feels. I know how to fight a big fish on it. And that one right there, 6-pound Alabama stud. You know, this bait right here may have a very odd look and a rattle trap sort of retrieve in the water, but it does trick some big ones. My goodness, that's awesome. Talk about just a thump of a bite. Gosh. As the sun is going down, that was cool. And really, after 2 fish, I mean, the color of it is hard to tell if it's been beat up at all, but if I could say anything, I'd say I wish it had a little more tail kick action. But you know what? That subtle roll maybe looks like just a really slow moving bluegill, and that's what these probably spawners a little bit more off the bank, because I think those two were what they need, is a bluegill imitation thing, gets around their nest, they want to get it out of there, and those 2 bites have just been throttling it. Gosh. Oh, thank you God for making these fish. This is fun. Oh yeah, dude, we scaled up, man. Oh my gosh. It's a huge catfish. I'm talking a big old catfish. Dang it. Yeah, I knew as soon as I made a cast in front of the fish feeder that I'm probably getting a catfish bite again. They think it's a bluegill though, let me tell you. They knocked the tar out of it. All right, Mr. Meowsers. Oh, it's a treble hook. Oh man, this could end so badly, so quickly. You know what, I'm gonna go get a pair of scissors. But I'll tell you what, if you wanna catch some big old catfish, this thing tricks them. Hey, you got it. He's saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. He says, I'm forever indebted to you, Mr. Tyler. I love the Scaled Up series, by the way. Thanks, buddy. Gosh, what a slimer. I just wiped my hands on my shirt. Now the shirt for sure needs to be washed. Yes, I do my laundry. Even if I just got bass slime on it, I would wash it. Maybe not today. He's looking a little worse for wear. But we're still going, baby. The sun's not down yet. Here we go. Yes. Donk donk. I gave him a second, gave him the business, and got in here. So sick. I was thinking, you know what? I hadn't gotten a small bite on this thing yet, but 4-inch bait, it'll catch small fish. Chunky little guy, but not the size we're after. Maybe that was the male. And there's a female down there. Ooh, snotgrass. Oh, that's a clump, folks. Clumposaurus rex of this stuff. Yeah. All right, a few more casts without the big camera here. And then we're gonna call it a day. I still got to get 2 drone shots. Well, you know what, folks? I can think of much worse ways to begin a swim bait episode than catching a 4, losing a giant catfish, catching a 6, catching a giant catfish, catching a 2, having 2 more big bites. I mean, this thing, while probably not becoming my favorite in the series, the old Truck Stop Sushi, is not a bad little bait. Today's fishing made me realize once again how much I love this combo for just kind of small to medium soft swim baits, especially line throughs. This line, this reel, and this rod are fantastic, and I will have them linked down below. But the good thing for y'all is that we are 1/3 of the way done with this video. I say we head to day number 2, fishing this exact same bait, but in a little different way. Well, day 2 began with a beautiful sunrise out on the pond, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it was not a fishing day even worth putting on YouTube. I began by rigging the hook slot version of this swim bait on a 6/0 belly weighted hook and quickly realized the action on this setup was way different than the line through. First flip, I'm gonna really burn it back to me, and actually, That's got a lot better action than the line through. I mean, like, significantly better. Still, those swims, kind of rattle trappy, but it looks pretty good. A nice slow retrieve, really gets that tail kicking, and yeah, the head wobbles side to side, side to side, side to side. And honestly, on a stop and go retrieve, it has a nice little like kick out and shimmy as it falls back down. I just wish they sent that color in this type, but enough talking. Let's absolutely crank on one.
But y'all, not a single bass was cranked.
Nope, not a bass, not a bass. False alarm. I'm starting to think that I chose a belly weighted hook that's a little too heavy. So if that's the case, we're gonna try to switch one out if I have one in the truck even. Because I'm having to retrieve this thing a little too fast, which looks good in the water. I'm just not sure if the fish are active enough to chase something this fast right now. All right, y'all, I'm having doubts. This swim bait looks cool in the water, and it's relatively weedless. I just don't know if it's the exact right swim bait that I need for this situation. You know what? I wonder if I can make the bluegill color into a slot hook. I have to cut my own slot. Let's see. How deep can I go? Yeah, pretty good so far. Just a few more little slices and I think we're gonna be good to go. Even the weight on the shank of the hook is actually hidden inside the belly of the soft plastic. And I feel like I'm gonna catch one now. I have more confidence in this color at least. Ooh, I think I had a bite first cast. Oh no, I did, and it tore out the screw lock. Uh-oh is right. I surgeried too close to the sun. Gosh, oh, that was a bite. No. Oh, and it ripped out again. Come on. Gosh, I'm a dummy for doing too much surgery. I have no swim bait left to rig this on. I can't even rig this thing. I gotta go back to the other color.
And after a few more hours of fishing the shad color of the sushi, I still had nothing to show for my efforts. So my overall thoughts on the Alien swim bait. I really like it, and I think with a larger style tail, especially the line through version, could find its way into my arsenal. But the day that I've really waited for is finally here, and that is fishing the bluegill crankdowns. Let's grab this thing and head out to the lake.
Now, as we work our way up to this first spot I want to fish this year, which I'm going to fish multiple spots like this today, I want to talk about the actual retrieve of the bait and what it looks like in the water. So with the bill, if I crank it down fast like this, it goes, like I said, down to 3 to 4 feet of water. But I could raise the rod tip and crank it slower, and it kind of wakes almost like a rat near the surface of the water. I can't quite get it to be totally surface oriented. I'd say like 6 to 8 inches below is about the highest I can get this thing, maybe on braided line. It could be different. And so on a cast like that right there, I probably got to start high, going over the point, then lower my rod tip a little bit, and then maybe speed up my retrieve. And I definitely have to mess with my retrieves because I don't know if it needs to be a speed crank, if it needs to be a slow crank, or maybe a pull and a pause, not sure. But as you're seeing from the underwater footage, it definitely looks good. Like I'm not bummed to have to throw this. It's just a big bait, 2.5 ounces of wood. It's not like I can just chunk this thing in a pond with a whole bunch of snot grass because it's not effective for that. So that's why we're on a public lake today. Going to be fishing a lot of these edges of cattails that have some riprap rocks here, openings to marinas. Going to be throwing this in between marina slips. And this guy over here is hooked into a lunker of some variety. Oh yeah, nice, hybrid.
The first size I got it here always small.
Uh-huh.
But here now this one is good, but like usually like they are about 16, 14 inch.
Yeah.
This is like the good one right here.
Yeah, nice. I have no clue what he said.
Did I catch something today?
Nah, just a few. No, not as big as that. That dude is high on life. The bass forecast rating was low today, which either means we're gonna catch a giant or we're gonna catch nothing. Quick crank down, get your crank down. I'm gonna try a start and stop retrieve. Real stop, real stop, real stop. You just gotta think if I did this for hours, I'd get a bite. And do as the swim baiters in California do. Parallel the reeds. I feel like Big Mama come out of reeds go whoosh. Oh, rocks mixed with reeds? Come on. You can't look at that and tell me big ol' slaunch doesn't want to come out and take a nibble in this kind of corner right here. Dang, 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 dang. Now in this scenario, my first swim bait I choose, shallow, clear, rocks and grass is probably not this bait. But in this series, I don't have a choice. So that's what I'm fishing. I'd rather throw a Zal Dangerous or a Mag Draft or even a smaller glide. But I think if we can find more stuff like this, I'm gonna get one big bite. Gosh, I just have so much more confidence in a glide than this. Like they're practically the same thing in terms of how shallow you fish them, the speed at which you fish them, but I just, you know what, maybe since this is a bluegill swim bait, I need to go somewhere where bluegill are a little more present. And that being the largest marina on the entire lake. It's pretty common bass fishing knowledge that marinas hold a large population of bluegill on pretty much every lake in the country, so this is not a bad spot to fish. Oh no. Darn it. I made a cast in the swim area. I'll be back. Cannot afford to lose this. I'm on like a cable. Got it. And now that I'm making more precise roll casts and actually watching my bait the entire time with my eyes, a nice stop and go retrieve with some twitches actually looks pretty good. Even though it's not a glide, that gives it some glide-like tendencies. And I like where I'm at now. It's just, it's still a big bluegill. Oh, there's a bass. First bass I've seen today. He's 1 pound. I wonder if he's on a bed. Let me flip a craw. Got him, yes sir. Oh, lost him. Don't mind me, just a big old bluegill coming to invade your nest. There's gotta be one suspended in one of these empty slips. Why? Why must I swim baits? I see bluegill under that stinking sailboat, so I'm doing the right thing. No way, no way, no way, no way. No! 2.5, 3 pounder. I mean, was I moving too fast down these slips? Maybe, but hey, I got a bite. Yes! Oh, that gives me so much confidence to do more of that little roll cast into the back of slips. And I mean, that came, I'm talking within like 2 or 3 cranks of the handle, so that fish was waiting for it right there. You know what, going from 0 bites to 1 bite, that's success in itself. Eat it, please. Please eat it. Please eat it. Oh no, a 2 pounder followed all the way out from his bed out here. And I'm tempted to walk the bank. And I'm sure it's private property, but come on, it's a Tuesday. Those laws don't exist on a Tuesday. Yeah, I feel like this is my best chance. Where boats can't get to, for spawning fish that probably haven't seen a lure yet. Oh, eat it, eat it, eat it. Oh my gosh, 4 pounder. Oh, if it was a glide, it'd eat it. If it was a glide, it would eat it. Dang it, eat it. Come eat it, come eat it, come eat it. Oh my gosh. Eat it, eat it. Oh, 7 pounder, 7 pounder. Just followed me in. Oh my gosh. His nose was 1 inch from my back treble. Oh, if it was a glide, he would have eaten. Man, it truly is crazy how many fish are down this bank right now. But a 2.5 ounce crank down is just not. No way, I got him, I got him. No. Oh, 5 pounder. Oh, as I was in the midst of saying, it's not the bait for this location. This is no doubt my toughest one yet. Oh my gosh, a 2 and a 3 pounder right here. Y'all wanna eat it? Eat it, eat it, eat it. Oh my gosh, 4 pounder. These things are following fools today. No way, no way. Eat it. That's a big one. That's a giant bass. That's a giant bass. That's a giant bass. That's a giant bass. Yeah, that's a big bass. That's a huge bass. Yo, I think a 10 pounder is chilling right here outside this male. I need a glide. There it is right there. That's a ginormous bass. Holy smokes. She's so big. Oh man, I just don't get why nothing would bite this. They'd come so close and never do it.
Well, you know, folks, I'm honestly surprised it took me until episode 3 to have our first skunk on a swim bait. Now, am I surprised it came on this swim bait? Absolutely not. This thing is a challenging lure to fish and just to get a bass to bite. And I don't believe it's because it doesn't look real. Matter of fact, that's the most realistic looking bluegill swim bait I've probably ever used. I just think it's not the right bait for the situation. I think maybe if I had big grass flats or a line of standing timber, or maybe if the fish actually were chasing bluegill, schooling more around the marina slips and docks, that was where this bait would have shined more. Because I really think Elude makes an awesome stinking bait. They also make some other glide baits. I wish that was in my box and not this one, but you know what? That's what this challenge is all about, and it reminded me that swim bait fishing is hard. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Scaled Up series. I am pumped for episode 4. John has told me we have some of his favorite baits ever made in next month's box, so don't go anywhere. I will have the swimbaits.com link down below. If you want to pick up one of these baits, one of the soft baits I use, or any other glide bait, swim bait, whatever you want to find, it's on swimbaits.com. Big thanks to them for sponsoring the series. The rod reel and line combos I used for both swim baits in this episode are linked down. They are affiliate links. Please use those links to shop. My name's Tyler. As always, it's a dang pleasure, and we'll see y'all next time right here on Scaled Up.